Welcome back, everybody. It's Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussions. We're your hosts. I'm Bill. That's Chris.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Whether you're listening to the show when it comes out, or whether you're listening to it down the road, hey, thanks for taking the time to listen to these two geezers babble on about movies that we didn't like.
No shit, huh? Oof.
Yeah.
Remember we were young when we started this?
We weren't really, though. I mean, we were younger than we are now.
It was more acceptable to start a podcast in your 30s than it is now.
I guess, yeah.
Podcasts are totally different in people's minds than they were back then.
Yeah. But, you know, we're still here. We're still doing it.
I'm surprised the word podcast stuck and hung in there, honestly.
Yeah. That's
show.
really interesting, actually. Okay,
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, this week on the show, I tried to keep it light by choosing two comedies. Whether that worked out. I mean, I guess keeping it light. I don't know, man. Different time, right? We talk about this a lot when we review films. And films from different times they can always just hit so differently now. And
a lot of it depends on, I mean, like, we're talking movies from the 70s at this point. So, but something like Airplane, Blazing Saddles, like those hang around because they're about an experience, a thing, or a time period that's way past. Like, everybody can still relate to air travel. You know, in sort of the same way you have an Airplane. And Blazing Saddles is a cowboy movie. Cowboy movies are fine. But the Battle of the Sexes was a big thing in the 70s and early 80s. And it's stupid. And that's what they based one of our films around.
100%, yep.
Squeeze Play. Get this. Men are mad because women want to play softball.
Softball, generally.
I don't know if we can find a movie way more out of touch, or not out of touch, but completely outdated than this. This is pretty, like, and also, who gives a shit? I'm going to say that a lot about Squeeze Play.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Squeeze Play 1979, directed by, it's a trauma.
79?
79.
I thought it was 71.
Well, I mean, it's an early trauma flick directed by Lloyd Kaufman under a assumed name at the time. That's one of the flicks this week. Yeah, 79, Squeeze Play. And then the other flick, 89, 10 years later, but just as out of touch.
Yeah, I've never paid attention to dialogue for teens more than I did for this one that we're going to review. Because a lot of complaints you always see is like, oh, it's like boomers writing dialogue for Gen Xers. And in this movie, Band, which I didn't get the pun at first, it's about a band of people playing music together, and it's spelled Banned. Cool, fine, they're the Oneaters, I get it. This has the most silent generation dialogue written for these boomer kids. It's almost like they tried to modernize a noir script, but didn't do a great job because the terminology is just so outdated, and that's not what it's. You
want to hold it till we get to the review?
I'm trying.
We can get to the review really quick, I promise.
No, that's all right. I'm good. All
right. Well, first, quick housekeeping. You got anything to update us on for Channel 27 or Spectopia?
I'd like to say yeah, but it's still just a bunch of shirts and designs and stickers. Just kind of hanging out, doing nothing. Our Michigan Dogman shirt is our highest selling.
Nice.
And 2 people in Michigan. So thank you, Michigan.
Thank you, Michigan. Yes, Gretchen. Gretchen, what's her name? Right?
Yeah,
she's all right.
Yeah,
she was one of the.
It took me a second, but
she's one of the governors that MAGA plotted to kill.
Yeah, they were going to kidnap her. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Cool.
The fuck. Don't get me started.
No, I won't. There's a lot going on, so we might as well just move along. Hey, if you don't forget to leave is apparently, according to Just Watch, Don't Forget to Leave is now available on Fossum, which is another free streaming service. But when I clicked on it, it said it was not available in my region.
No.
So I don't know what's up there.
And then a little thing flashed at the bottom. Hey, dummy, just watch the copy you made yourself.
I mean, imagine if Fossum knew that.
I know, right?
You are the director. You don't need to watch it again. You spent 5 years of your life making this. Give it a rest.
Yeah, now I want to see how it looks on every streaming service.
I just need to make sure it works, and I checked and it didn't. So,
yeah.
But I mean, it's coming to Fossum at some point. That could just be a glitch. Maybe I had my VPN turned on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be anything, but it's supposedly going to be on Fossum now.
Good.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Finally. And it's another free streaming service. Which is always nice.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, that's really it. Yeah.
Let me do something real quick to pad the runtime here because we're gonna need it.
This is a 50-minute episode if we're lucky.
I've seen a couple of summer movies, believe it or not.
Really? I've seen none.
Yeah. Masters of the Universe was a shitload of fun.
All right. Nobody else seems to think so.
It's my favorite Jared Leto performance. I think he understood Skeletor and it worked. I don't know why. It just worked. And there's a part in the film about how the characters get their names, and it's absolutely perfect. I love it. Supergirl is a good in-between major characters movie.
Okay.
It fills out her whole thing, makes the universe a little bit bigger. You understand why she's drunk. I watched something else. Oh, Mandalorian and Grogu. There's a lot of things in the movie that I like as an autistic Star Wars fan, but it's skippable.
Okay.
Which is amazing that I would say that.
Okay.
Embo's in it with his dog. He's got a badass flying saucer looking spaceship. It's all looks awesome, but it doesn't go with the series storyline. It doesn't really have an overall effect. That being said, the one movie I thought was going to be fucked up the most, but was one of the best movies that I've seen all year and has kept me thinking about it. And my family has had hour-long conversations about the fucking Backrooms.
Nice. I haven't watched it yet. I'm mad I haven't watched it yet.
It's going to be on digital tomorrow, from what I understand. You can watch it without any knowledge of Kane's prior series, or you can. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because it's all tied together, so it all works. And Chitwala G4 is fantastic. The whole thing about emotional negativity and positive and the personality that you have, that you present, it's. Remember years ago I said, what the fuck could Pennywise do to an adult? Ooh, your taxes are due. The fucking Backrooms is what he could do. Because you face yourself.
Okay.
Sort of. It's fascinating. That's my movie right now.
Okay.
So as soon as I get a copy, I'm going to watch it again and again. Because it's exactly what I wanted it to be.
I saw a thing the other day because I knew that it was coming to digital about how to purchase it on digital, it's like $29.95 or whatever to rent it, I think is what it was. And people were like, hey, you can buy a collector's edition Blu-ray for like $19.99.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, and that's not Kane. That's their marketing department.
Right, but it just like the idea that the physical copy of it that you can keep forever as long as you have a player, and you can still keep it even if you don't have a player, was going to cost $10 less. At least it might have been $14.99. I don't remember. I just saw the story and it was like, why would you buy a digital version of this when you can buy a collector's edition Blu-ray? And guess what? If you don't have a Blu-ray player, It comes with a download code.
That's gotta be a mistake.
No, I farted. Sorry.
I didn't hear that.
But I did. But that was me voicing my frustration.
All right.
You're sending a download code for it with the physical copy that costs like half the price of buying it on Apple or Amazon or wherever you were going to buy the streaming version of it.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm going to look it up now. Now I need to have the specifics of these numbers. All right. Backrooms.
Oh no! Did my oh okay? I thought my trackpad died here.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Tuesday,
Okay,
July
so-
14th. Is streaming gets
I got
official.
pre-order UHD on Amazon for $24.99.
Okay. Looks like streaming release is the week after A24 switches up PVOD strategy. Show less enters the film studio May 29th, original release. This is all background on the movie. Give me some pricing because I don't care about signing up for this. All kinds of fun stuff going on here. Backrooms 6 week in theaters features an extended cut of the film called Backrooms Everything Must Go Edition, which added 15 minutes of post-credits footage to the original version. Is that the version you saw?
I've seen both of them. The 15 minutes is basically like a YouTube episode.
Okay.
Dealing with stuff that happens in the movie. It's gets a little like technical, like explaining, well, this is from here and the size and the measurement. We did this. But for me, it revealed a lot of things like what happens when an object merges into the wall? Does it continue through the wall? Does it stop at the wall? Like the nerdy little stuff is explored there. And I love that.
Okay, Backrooms will be released on PVOD on Tuesday, July 14th. A new listing on Prime Video confirms. In addition to Prime Video, Backrooms will be available to purchase on PVOD for $24.99 on such digital platforms as Apple TV, Fandango at Home, and YouTube Movies and TV. Since its digital rentals are typically $5 less than the purchase price, Backrooms will be available for a 48-hour PVOD rental for $19.99. While Prime Video doesn't list Backrooms runtime, the order pages for an Apple TV and Fandango at Home note the film is 1 hour and 50 minutes, which is the length of the original Backrooms theatrical release.
Okay.
Okay. There's no word so far as to whether we'll get a streaming or physical release.
See, that's what I want. I want a Blu-ray with a ton of behind the scenes stuff.
I'm sure they will release it.
That'll be like the first Blu-ray I buy in a very long time. I'm not interested in the digital copy. Not for that.
Well,
price.
I've never used one. It was just the idea that they're going to send you a digital copy for what I thought at the time was less. Apparently now is the same price. But again, why wouldn't you, if it's both, they're $24.99 and a UHD Blu-ray release with a digital download, or you can just download it on Apple or
I don't
Amazon
know.
or wherever.
My guess is that they don't really have a solid locked-in strategy for how to release stuff that way.
I think they take each release based on what its success is, and they try to milk that success for whatever they can.
That would make sense.
Because how many things now don't even get a physical release on the streaming day and date? Most
I don't know.
Right?
I
Most
really don't know.
I feel like most don't.
I could understand that. Yeah. Sony the other day tried to say that they were going to stop production of physical discs, and the internet exploded on them because they take stuff out of their libraries all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if I have, Ninja Gaiden 2 and I'm playing that. You can't stop me if I'm not connected to the internet. You can't stop me from playing it.
Right.
But if I need an internet connection and you can take it out of my library at any time, I don't own it. And piracy will come back. Not for me. I don't pirate games because I don't want to learn that. It's too much. I would steal, but I'm lazy, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I've gotten, and the older I get, the lazier I get. I was just, just fascinated by this because I don't pay attention to that stuff. Like if you go back and listen to our old episodes, all of which from season 1 are now available on the Patreon, patreon.com/outside the cinema. We used to talk a lot more about physical releases, different things. Like we don't talk about that stuff nearly as much as we used to. We review the movies we're talking about, and there's a little bit of quip, but we don't do like segments based on what's coming or what's just been released or whatever. Like
no, because we ran out of time to watch them and follow up and learn.
Oh wait, no, I guess there isn't a Blu-ray coming out tomorrow.
Okay.
A24 and Evolution Pictures, blockbuster sci-fi horror film Backrooms, debuted on digital platforms in July. While an official Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD release from A24 has not been announced, European and Canadian retailers have begun listing the physical editions, including special features like feature commentary, behind-the-scenes content, and VFX breakdowns. Because an official domestic street date from A24 is still forthcoming, you can track the exact physical media or set up alerts through Blu-ray.com if you prefer. That's okay. So I must have misread the story I was looking at.
Yeah, it happens. It could have been edited. It could have been written poorly at first.
Maybe all the above. This site says Blu-ray's website. The release is currently listed as August 18th, but it might not be accurate.
That's not that far away. Okay.
So we just did that whole thing, me complaining about things, and you can't actually buy the.
Well, remember when digital books were first released and they were going for the same exact price as the book, and we're like, dude, this costs you nothing to give it to people?
Yeah.
And now I don't know what eventually happened to that because I didn't pay attention to it.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because my wife works in publishing shows, and she does a lot of those different types of deals and stuff. And now, be it she's an academic publisher for the most part, or scientific text. A lot of it is you license your libraries. You license the whole library of books. And then whether it's to libraries or institutions or whatever it is, and they pay like a full price for the whole library for a certain amount of time.
Okay. That's interesting.
I'm assuming most publishers for like fiction and stuff and nonfiction probably do that a lot the same way with different, whether it's going to be through Amazon or Apple or Spotify, whoever you're licensed, because most of those are all subscription based now. You very rarely, I feel, buy a singular audiobook anymore.
Yeah, I'm not really down with the whole subscription service to everything.
I don't know how to
buy
read,
it,
so
just let me use it. Like I don't. If there's a car I want and it has a subscription service to anything that I need, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to buy the car. Like I don't have satellite radio because I have a fucking phone.
I have satellite radio.
Who needs it? Okay,
and I do use it.
Okay.
Strangely enough, I use the app through the Apple CarPlay because it's way easier to find what you're looking for. You just hit the button and you say Red Sox game, and it gives it to you.
Okay, yeah.
I use it mostly
a good reason to have it. That makes sense.
Yeah,
okay.
I use it mostly for sports if we're in the car. Like, like we were driving home the other day and the World Cup game was on, so we listened to the World Cup on the radio as opposed to, But I absolutely get where you're coming from.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll bottom out. AI is going to drop out with all the shitty artwork and dead Mitch McConnell's looking alive and all that. And that'll go away because enough people are going to be pissed off, and I'm tired of these fucking Tubi commercials. Finally, I looped it back to something I wanted to talk about. The commercials on Tubi piss me off so much. They're all AI generated, and they're all like this saccharine hallucination.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate it.
It's frustrating.
My least favorite one is the two black men sitting on the street playing a slots game.
Yeah.
It's really close to real, but at one point the dude moves his head and his eyes stay still. So like,
okay,
just
well, and the best part of all of that is that these people that are doing the ads, they don't even care enough to fix it.
No, they don't.
Like you could fix that very easily.
Yeah,
make his eyes move. Yeah. That's the command you type in.
Yeah. I mean, but what's going to happen if all of these companies start using AI actors? Like I just remember the other day, Bryan Cranston's one of his first jobs was doing a fucking hemorrhoid commercial. and people aren't going to get that step, that
Yep.
I would assume necessary stepping stone for marketing yourself, talking to other people. What's that called? Networking.
Networking, yeah.
You don't you miss all that with digital actors.
Well, I mean, and it puts the whole crew out of work. I mean, I know myself. I used to pick up a decent amount of corporate work. I pick up nothing now.
Yeah, and it
Nothing.
it would be something a little more acceptable if they didn't also AI the voice. Get a voice actor.
Right, exactly. No, it's all AI. It's all AI.
Yeah. So that's one person, and I mean, yeah, and it makes my brain feel bad when I see it.
Yeah.
And I don't
I
know
agree.
it's
I
AI,
agree.
but something in the back of my head is like, yeah, this isn't for you.
I'm a firm. I'm not overall anti AI.
I mean, if you need it to help you write code or
Simple,
or
I'm talking like
something,
AI should be used for like simple tasks. You know what I mean?
it's not even AI. It's not intelligent.
It's like
just-
a thing where like helping you create Instagram reels.
Yeah, you know what
I do it for the baseball team all the time. I film a bunch of footage on my Insta360 Luna Ultra, which is a great little camera, I might add.
Let me show you something. Hold on, I gotta get its night mask off. Ready? Oh,
Ooh, is that the
I got
X3?
it. It's the X4 Air.
X4. Well, this here.
I've been filming my rides to work and home and around at night, and Insta makes a damn good camera.
Oh, I love Insta stuff. So I have an X3, but then I just picked this guy up, which is the Luna Ultra, which is their version of essentially the gimbal.
Oh,
cam.
yeah. Okay.
It is slowly turning on. But like,
nice.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I filmed tons of clips and stuff for the baseball team with this. Then using Insta360 software, you can do a quick AI edit on it.
I've tried that. I don't mind that.
That's fine because that's something, because I've shot the clips.
Right.
And then I physically will review through it, change the shots I want to change.
Yeah.
It essentially just gets everything kind of where I need to get it to.
And it takes out the drudgery of adding transitions and text.
Yeah, and it's
all
like
that
for
crap.
something like
I'm
that,
okay
like
with that.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, if I'm shooting a music video for a band, I'm not gonna AI edit it and hope that it
of
comes
course.
out all right. But like something
Yeah.
like that for like a 60-second clip show,
Yeah.
fine, no problem.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I,
like
I end up making a bunch of adjustments on it anyway.
Right. Yeah. I threw one together real quick, streamed it to the TV, and I'm like, look at that. That's when I almost got hit by a car. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I like it. I like the idea. Like I was driving down 114 and a hawk flew overhead, and it was maybe 25 feet over the road. And I looked and I watched it, and then I forgot what time it happened. But I'm like, I'll be able to see that like after I pass it because of the camera I had on the back of the bike. And it's like, that's amazing. And you can frame any shot like any way you want. You can have multiple camera angles on multiple people. I had no idea. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, no, Insta360 is a company that I've had 3 of their cameras. I had the original 360 X1, and then I sold that and bought an X3, and then I was gonna buy the X4, but they dropped the Luna, so I was like, I'm gonna get that instead because the X4 is still pretty good. I just sent you one of the videos that I did over the weekend that you can watch while I play the trailer for Band, because we got to get into these reviews 25 minutes in.
Yeah.
So, 1989 Band. Here's a trailer.
Kent was a normal, well-rounded young man. Kent played in a rock and roll band with his very special friends. The strangest thing happened.
Who are you?
Why, I'm homicide. Teddy homicide.
I summon the spirit of Teddy Homicide from across the sky.
The spirit of Teddy waited in the plumbing 10 years for a host body.
And his life was never again quite the same. Kent became tough. Kent became punk. And then he became dangerous.
Okay. Band. Jesus Christ. 1989. Directed by Roberta Findlay. Written by Jim Searle. Amy Brantallo, Fred Cabral, Roger Coleman, Victor Campello, Danny Erickson, and more. This is the story of Kent, who is a chill jazz guitar player who's in a band who's trying to make it big. You know, you're going to make it big playing jazz. Okay. But they're like a kind of a rock band too, and they kind of mix it all up. And he gets possessed by the spirit of a dead punk rocker who drowned himself in a toilet.
If he killed himself, why would he want to come back? First of all.
So there's a lot of issues with this movie.
Yeah.
And I've said this before when we cover films that have quote unquote punk rockers in them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never like people just aren't like that. Even in the heyday of the punk rockers, maybe people perceived that, but like
they did. The older people did.
Just so like, yeah. Oh yeah. He shows up with an Uzi and just like, and he's a punk rocker, but he can't actually play any music.
Well, because his name's Teddy Fuckface or something. What was it?
Teddy Homicide?
Homicide. And obviously we're going to riff on Sid Vicious here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, heroin overdose, died in a toilet. I mean, those things happen together usually. No, I don't know. But it's the older, it was the adult generation in the late 70s, 80s that perceived punk as like true anarchy.
Yeah.
But what it was stop fucking telling us what to do. Get your religion and your bullshit politics that only serve you out of my fucking face. And disco can fuck off too.
And also disco.
Yeah. I mean, there's the lighter side of it, the political side, the racial side. There's all kinds. I explained to my kids, because we were watching this together to make fun of it. I mean, to watch it for the show.
No, hey, 100%. I get you.
And as I get up to get a drink, I'm like, that's not what punk was. That's not what it is. Punk is not an excuse to be a sociopathic psychopath to everyone around you. I said, yes, people did come into the fold, if you will, because that's what they were, and they saw it as violent, and they could hurt people in mosh pits or whatever, and they could use that as a mask and an excuse, like a red MAGA hat, to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. And those people weren't tolerated. Punks were like, just treat everybody the fucking same. And if you were a fucking skinhead, we're not going to treat you the same because you're not treating everybody the same.
Right.
And that's not a contradiction.
So, okay, I want to read. There's one review, one written review of this on IMDb, and I want to read it in its entirety because it really sums this movie up perfectly and gives
I'm excited. All right,
gives us a little bit of backstory too here.
Oh.
Unreleased for decades. Band.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah. Band is the final film by Roberta Findlay. A movie rumored to be so disastrous, it was totally unsaleable and led to the director quitting her career. While I doubt this by itself was bad enough to do that, the external circumstance of contracting theatrical and home video markets was surely more to blame. This famously elusive film definitely lives up to its reputation. Semicolon, it's pretty bad.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's...
So far, so good, right?
Yeah, that's dead on.
As a fan of Findlay's, I actually don't know what else she did. I didn't look.
I didn't either.
We can momentarily. I was trying my hardest to give this the benefit of the doubt, but it starts testing your patience quickly. The setup finds Sid Vicious-style punker Teddy Homicide shooting up his band in the recording studio during a fit of pique. He subsequently drowns himself in a toilet, which in and of itself takes a bit of talent.
Yeah, you got to be determined to do that.
Yep. Cutting to present day, we find a jazz quartet, band, which is a lame pun on the word band, B-A-N-N-E-D, lame pun on the word B-A-N-D, busking for handouts in a New York park. Securing a cheap rate at the newly reopened recording studio. This is where Teddy Homicide killed himself in a toilet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not long before lead singer Kent, played by Dan Erickson, is peeing in the wrong toilet and finds himself possessed by Teddy's ghost.
Yeah, it's the only toilet, by the way.
Yeah. And they keep talking about how everyone's hearing voices in the plumbing. It's so fucking stupid. Anyway, you think all this would lead to a manner of trouble as the personalities clash, but the listless script by Jim Searcy has no idea what to do after this point. Previously milquetoast Kent starts telling off crowds in the middle of his sets, but finds that they're into it. And it's like, seriously, like, it's just that, it's the thing where, like, he becomes a punk rocker and all of a sudden he just starts breaking everything on stage and just starts yelling, fuck you, you fucking fucks, and fuck you. And then all the women, apparently, it gets them excited, and they all start, like, fawning all over him. And I'm like, no.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, there was one person that I know that did that, outside of the germs. Obviously, that's Johnny Rotten, a notorious piece of shit.
Yep.
So they're already basing their whole idea of punk off a person that wasn't a musician to start, who was hired for his friendship and how he looked, and another person that was secretly right wing all the fucking time. So fuck the Sex Pistols, and specifically Johnny Lydon can shove it up his ass.
Agreed.
But that's not who you base it on. Notice there's no punk movies where it's based on, like, the members of the Clash
or the singer of the Descendants, who's like a rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Or Bad Religion. Bad Religion singer Greg is
Bad
a rocket
Religion.
scientist.
Fucking Brian
Milo
May is an astrophysicist.
Yeah, Milo from the Descendants is a doctor in, like, what's it, philosophy, or like he's got a doctorate and he's a professor and like he's got all that. So, I mean, that whole record Milo Goes to College is about that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Kent begins romancing a fellow bandmate despite the fact that he's engaged. The film throws in everything but the kitchen sink in terms of broad comedy. Annoying potential in-laws amped up well past 11, almost to 73. Middle Eastern terrorists / robbers. Cheap shots at punk music and performance art, but none of it sticks. No. Findlay admits in the supplements of the Blu-ray she didn't even know she was directing a comedy, and it shows.
Oh, how could you think that's... Okay.
All right. It's hard to know whether the fault of the director or the writer, however, maybe everyone shares a bit of the blame. Beyond the labored non-comedy, the real issue is that the film has no plot. The reincarnated Teddy has no objective. He just pops out of Kent on occasion, but he doesn't even cause havoc or interesting turn of events. Kent doesn't even seem to be aware of his possession, or if he is, there's nothing he seems to want to do about it. And neither do any of the other characters. This film just endlessly directionless sense. This film is just endless. Directionless sense of things happening with no actual story. At 97 minutes, it drags intermittently.
Yeah.
Credit to Findlay and Company for at least throwing together an impressive go-for-broke finale, which finds Kent as Teddy and his pursuers running around the streets of New York in a full-on gun battle with rocket launchers and semi-automatic weapons. Certainly hard to imagine an indie getting away with this today. It's a jaw-dropping madcap conclusion to a film that banned is anything but. Featuring a little bit of everything with the sole exception of coherence, the film is an absolute farrago, and I'm sure it didn't single-handedly end Findlay's career. And I'm sure it didn't single-handedly end Findlay's career. If I'd made this, I'd be ready to hang up my hat too.
Yeah.
That is, like, it could not be more perfect. So Roberta Findlay directed The Altar of Lust, Take Me Naked, Honeysuckle Rose.
That one sounds familiar. I've heard that title.
Yeah, worked on a lot of low-budget horror movies, like doing like lighting and stuff. She was the cinematographer on a few of them too, something called Lurkers.
Okay, so she thought she was just making a straight-up horror movie.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So she directed Primeval, Blood Sisters, Lurkers. something called Shauna, Every Man's Fantasy. I'm going to assume that's an adult flick. The Basement, The Oracle, Private Schoolgirls. So she definitely worked. But this film is just so... I don't even know what the right word is for it. I mean, it's annoying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shauna, Every Man's Fantasy. It says the description, adult poster.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's that.
Okay. All right. But yeah, it's just like... Don't make a film where you include a subculture that in 1989 is 15 plus years into existence. You know, punk subculture started in the early to mid 70s with bands like the Ramones. The Sex Pistols were the band that kind of took it into the mainstream, but you know, there was tons of bands back then. Like it wasn't just the Sex Pistols.
No, it wasn't just the Sex Pistols, Ramones, and the Clash.
Right. There was a lot of other bands, a ton of California bands, you know, whether it kind of like English bands. You know, people forget about, like The Damned was around back then.
I mean, the most of the Return of the Living Dead soundtrack is a pretty good starter. Honestly.
But even that's later, because that's what, 84?
85.
85. Yeah. So even that's later. These bands have been there. Like NoFX started in what, like 1981? The Descendants started, I think, in like 80, 81, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and the Damned have always been there.
Yeah, Bad Religion had already started. So those bands, 1989, are already 3-4 records deep into their catalogs. Yeah. So don't make a movie involving a subculture, which you obviously just don't understand.
Yeah.
And then not explain it. Because you could very easily have explained the Teddy Homicide character by giving a little bit more background on him and just being like, giving him like the G.G. Allen treatment, you know, notorious punk shock rocker. Teddy Homicide is after coming off tour is going to make his new album. You know, he is known for violent outbursts. He is known for this, and don't make him so inept at making music that you're like, well, there's no reason why anybody would care about this guy.
Right. Because
as bad as G.G. Allen was, he still wrote full songs. Like him and his band, the Murder Junkies, they still did songs.
Yeah.
So when they show Teddy trying to play the guitar and unable to even play like a chord, I'm like, this doesn't like. And again,
he didn't even. He was treating it like a caveman. He was smacking it and like, dude, you know what that is. You're a ghost in a music studio. I mean, just through boredom, he should have learned a little bit more.
Yeah. It's just so frustrating. It's just so frustrating because
Gleaming the Cube handled skateboarding better than this handled punk rock.
Well, I mean, even just trying to think of punk rock movies like Classic Nukem High, Return of the Living Dead.
Would be close. Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if you're going to play, like, okay, well, Classic Nukem High, we'll use that example because it's a post-apocalyptic nuclear war world. So, like, you can go over the top.
Right.
Return of the Living Dead is a much more grounded, dare I say, presentation of the punk rockers.
It's a bunch of social rejects that don't have jobs that are looking for something to do one night.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, they're violent. Sure, they're a little, you know, like, unkempt.
They never hurt each other.
No.
And there is some respect between the characters, but there is a lot of insults and stuff thrown around too.
Absolutely.
If it felt more real than anything else to me.
So,
like, that's how people act.
Right, yeah. Real. So this film, unfortunately, among other unfortunates with this film, you know, when it hits that end, they do go, like, balls to the wall, like, crazy with the ending. And, yeah, the other band members are like, he's possessed. They figure it out, and they, like... they keep talking about how the drummer in the band is like a gun nut, so he's got like all kinds of guns at his house and stuff. It's like, okay, you explain that part, that's fine. But like he's got rocket, like bazookas and like rocket launchers. And, like,
yeah. So somebody loves Police Academy is what I got out of that. And they wanted a Tackleberry in the band.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And it makes sense as a cop, but as a band member, you're like a fucking Dale Gribble, ready to pull the trigger on anybody that steps in your yard.
Right.
He looks insane.
And the most frustrating part of it is that, like, when this possession happens, there's no agenda.
No.
There's no agenda. Is he going to be like, oh, I need to be, I'm going to be in this band and I'm going to take this guy over and we're going to write a hit song that like people are going to love and I'm going to spread like I'm going to like possess and infect people as they listen, or like there's just no agenda. There's none.
No.
Which I guess is supposed to play on the anarchist punk, like I don't give a fuck about anything and I'm just here to cause problems.
That's
But that doesn't, and as we saw it, that doesn't make for a good storyline in a film.
Yeah, and also that's not really what anybody ever sort of did, as far as I know. Like, if you were a ghost and you could do anything you wanted, that's what you choose? I mean, it's... There's an episode of Bob's Burgers where Linda's looking at somebody in a car and she says, oh, maybe she's a ghost. What do you mean? Like a ghost that doesn't know she's dead? And Bob says, oh, so a dumb ghost? That's what this is a dumb ghost.
Dumb ghost.
He's an idiot. This is a complete waste of a possession movie.
All right, let's grade it. I've already given it too much time.
That's true.
Chris, do you recommend and what's your grade for Band?
I mean, this has one thing going for it. It wins the award. It wins the Dick Van Dyke British accent award for worst ever. And ever, past, present, future. No one does a worse British accent than this fucking sweater-wearing nerd. And you know they put that sweater on him because somebody said, hey, that sweater looks like Eddie Van Halen's guitar. That'll show that they're in a band. Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't because you're not.
This movie is wrong. This movie would have got a D or D minus from me if I'm trying to make sure I got the right movie here. This is the one with the drummer that's sleeping with everybody?
Yes.
If when he was in bed with the 3 women, he threw 3 clocks against the wall because he was late, that would have been funny. Because every time he's late and he has a new woman in bed, he throws a clock against the wall and it starts to be this big pile of parts. But if you have 3 women, it's funny to throw 3 clocks or 1 big one. And he didn't. And it's like, you missed the obvious rule of 3 joke there. It was the 3rd time they'd done it. They were 3 people. If you can't see that and how that could be funny, at least get a huh out of somebody. No, this is an F. This is a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, no recommend.
I can't recommend it either. There's nothing redeeming in this. There's nothing witty. There's nothing smart. There's nothing that's funny. It's just annoying. More
the
than
nudity is boring. The fake sex is boring.
Yep. Debbie Rochon does show up in it briefly.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's always nice to see her show up. But no, it's just bad. I can't recommend it. It's not anything that you should waste your time with. And it's one every now and then when you get those films that are like, lost for decades or whatever. I mean, you always want to check them out. Yeah. But like, this is one that didn't need to be found.
Yeah. Sometimes they mix up lost and hidden.
Right. Or ignored.
Yeah. Buried. This was buried, but we found it. Now you have to watch it.
Great.
No.
Thanks, Tubi.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to give it the lowest of D minuses. I'm not going to fail it. But I'm going to give it the lowest of D minuses I can.
I will say I did give it the full F because they missed comedic opportunities that were obvious to me.
They missed so much, not just comedic opportunities.
Yeah, they probably missed script writing meetings and all kinds of stuff.
Ridiculous. All right, let's move on. In honor of the amount of baseball I have taken in for my child's baseball tournaments, we decided to cover Squeeze Play from 1979, which is a Battle of the Sexes softball movie brought to you by Troma. Here's at least some of a trailer. I don't know. We'll find out. Could be anything. Who knows?
Yeah.
The entire trailer is
Everyone's asking, what is a squeeze play? Let me make it simple for you. We have a man on first base, one on third. We have a second baseman here, a pitcher's here. Now, wait a minute. Just a moment. Let's start this thing over.
Boom, 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 ram-a-lam. Ding dong. Ram-a-lam. Ding, ding dong. Boom, boom, boom.
What happens when a guy takes his best gal out for a date after his big win on the softball field?
You're gonna play softball. You're gonna be captain. You're gonna leave me alone in the house just like the others. Well, let me tell you something. I hate softball.
What happens when a suave young mattress worker meets a sweet Southern belle and takes her on a ride to love? What happens when the town's #1 stud prepares for the biggest conquest of his career? What happens? Squeeze Play, the movie that everyone's calling the funniest film since Animal House and Meatballs.
Believe me, I've tried everything. 2 mints in 1, cling-free fabric softener, even a disposable douche. When it comes to their softball, nothing works.
Look, what if a woman made the factory team? Made the Beavers?
I just like to play with you.
Don't you like playing with me?
Look, will you face it once and for all? Softball is a man's game.
So the girls decided to take matters in their own hands.
You forgot your kids to fly!
To freedom fill the air. You can keep us down for just so long, and then we'll realize that after years of paying dues, you don't have to compromise. And it doesn't take intelligence to see through lies.
Don't miss the fun when the Springtown Beaverettes get into shape to play the world's #1 sport.
Keep on turning and new mornings come.
Squeeze Play, the World Series of Laughs. It's about courage.
Hey, has anyone seen my jock? Hey, I had to play the whole game without it. God, my gonads are gone.
Wisdom.
Now your tits do the talking, sis.
Personal crisis.
Damn it.
Sophistication. Romance.
Next time, keep your damn hands in your pants.
But most of all, good, clean sportsmanship. It's a story bigger than life itself, but personal and intimate enough to touch each of us.
Keep your dirty mouth off my husband's balls!
So come on in. Squeeze Play has something for everybody. So don't be left behind.
Okay, I'll do it.
Please do it!
Do what the whole country is doing. Get a date, get a hit, and go see Squeeze Play. Pick the winner. Have a ball. Don't miss Squeeze Play. Coming soon. See it.
Oh, I'm done. Why does that movie need like a 4-minute trailer?
I don't know, because they're trying to convince you to watch it.
Also, watching that, I don't remember 50% of the stuff that was in that trailer being in the movie. Woo, Squeeze Play, 1979, starring Jim Harris, Jennifer Hetrick, Richard Gitlin, Helen. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is an early trauma flick. This was one of the ones you always saw tossed around in the days of mass market VHS. Stuck on You was the other trauma one. Because before trauma became known as like the Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, Sergeant Kabuki Man, they did a lot of low budget comedies that were Porky's, Meatballs, Animal House, a little bit of Airplane.
That ad says that it's the funniest movie since Meatballs, which was released on June 28th, 1979. And just for reference, Squeeze Play was released September 24th, 1979. So
I still find it hard to believe.
either that's really a good joke, like Austin Powers was doing in their fake trailers and stuff.
Yep.
Or that's marketing pushed to the brink of like, this is the best family movie starring 2 robots and a squirrel that's come out this month. Well, I would hope so. Like, you're very specific about that. when your movie's not number one, you find all these ways of saying it's number one.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, Squeeze Play is a Battle of the Sexes movie about a mattress company softball team. Now, I don't know what softball was like in 1979. I was only 2 years old. But the way they present it in this movie is that this mattress company's softball team is this amazing, unbeatable softball team that wins all these championships and stuff, but yet they still play it like a beat up little league field.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, there's no other opponents other than one team. Also, the season is always ongoing, and there's no there's no like league that they're involved with.
No,
and they're like,
it really gives you the idea that they're just self-important type of people.
But everybody else like follows the softball team.
Of course,
like they're the Red Sox or something. Like
I'm guessing that this was supposed to be a little league team at first, and they don't want girls playing in the boys' little league team or whatever shit. Because when it's adults, it's ridiculously stupid.
Yeah. And the other thing is, again, I was 2 in 1979, but like softball primarily now is a woman's sport. I mean, yes, you have adult softball leagues and stuff, but like there's that line in there where he's like, softball's a man's game. And I'm like, I really don't look at softball as a man's game in any way, shape, or form. Not that it can't be or anything like that, but like primarily softball is a women's sport. You don't turn on the College World Series of softball and see men's teams play because they play baseball. It's, and that's not trying to be sexist saying, oh, softball's only for women or whatever. That's just how it is.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be arrogant. There's no way I could hit those pitches. And I was decent baseball player. Not going to go into bragging. I was pretty good. But like those underhand pitches, there's no way. I can't even see it move. Yeah. Yeah, they're good at what they do. And it's a different type of sport. The ball's bigger, which just fucks everything up. If
makes you think it's easier and it's not.
And it's called soft, like powder puff, Yeah. If it's the girls' league, you gotta, I don't know, make it soft for everybody.
I mean, softball, it's more that the ball itself is a soft ball.
I know, but like, it's in the name. So it's like your first thought is, oh, it's not, I'm not going to get hurt getting hit with that thing in the throat. Like I do.
You totally
normally.
But yeah, so the whole premise just seems ridiculous because, and again, maybe it's a time thing or whatever, but this film, I would say 99.9% relies on its sexism and its approach to women are inferior to men.
Oh yeah,
except
sexist,
in one
misogynist, homophobic, all of it. It's all there. I haven't heard the word fag that many times in a day since like 7th grade.
Right. And here's the thing. Hard T on a lot of them. They went with the hard T on the FAG.
Just like they do in the blaxploitation films.
And it's so much meaner when it's said like that.
It is. Because it's directed and intentional, yeah.
So these women basically are fed up with the guys softball team always being, and they have one girl that's a good softball player and she wants to play. So she tries out for the team and she does good in the tryout. But the issue then is not that she's a bad softball player. It's that everyone wants to degrade her and sexualize her and slap her butt and, make weird advances on her and say unsavory shit. And it's like, she's there trying out for a softball team. And then the explanation and the justification that comes from the guy that's supposed to be her boyfriend is basically like, well, if you tried out for any other team, it would be the same thing. Everybody would treat you that way.
That's a systemic problem.
Right.
Thank God we don't have anybody facing that in like women's basketball or anything nowadays.
Like the idea watching this movie
shit.
and knowing what like trans athletes have to go through now.
What about just regular women athletes?
Yeah, not even going that far. Just women's sports in general.
Yeah,
I will say though, I mean, it's the golden day of women's sports right now. Between the success that the National Women's Soccer League has had, the hockey league is growing. They just added more teams, and they just announced, was it 4 teams? They're starting a women's professional baseball league.
Oh, really?
Which is going to start next season. Boston has a team, but they're going to play in Chicago because they don't have a place to play here yet. So all the teams are playing, I think, in Chicago. But there's
we don't have any baseball fields here.
Well, I think they got to figure it out. It's like a whole thing that they're going to figure out. Yeah, there's baseball fields here, but I think it's until there's money, like having people travel back and forth, because it's like San Francisco, L.A., Chicago, and Boston. And I think maybe it's just the 4 teams. Either way. But like it's a golden day for it. Women's soccer is huge. The U.S. national women's team obviously won the gold medal. They've won a bunch of World Cups.
More accepted. Yeah.
So it's a golden age for it right now, which is interesting because the landscape we live in too at the same time is so like vehemently trying to take away women's rights too. So it's like I'm going to give you a hockey stick, but I'm going to take away abortions. Like what? Like what is this world that we live in?
Which really sounds stupid. I'm gonna give you a stick, and then tell you can't do stuff.
Right.
And you're not gonna hit me with the stick, right?
Right. Wink, wink, nudge.
We need to start hitting people with hockey sticks, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we should. Anyway, so they're mean to her, whatever, and so they decide, you know what, we're gonna start our own women's softball team, and this is, if the story wasn't already stupid and terrible, it gets even worse because they put together a women's softball team of what I can only say is a group of women that have never played softball.
Yeah.
They have one training montage.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden they're going to play a game against the men's team, which was set in the beginning to let you know that they are very good and that they win all the time and they win whatever town championship. They're loved by the company that they represent, the mattress company, because they always win and they get like, you know, the guy that's the captain's like a local celebrity because of it. But yet this team of women that have never played softball are going to play them.
Mm.
And again, compete with them. Spoiler alert. The one believable thing they do in this at the end of the movie is they do have the men win.
Mm.
But it's a really like competitive game, which in this competitive game, I will also say there are no rules of softball followed within it.
I was going to say, this is the least disciplined teams I've ever seen play the game.
Apparently, the best way to get an out is you punch somebody in the nuts.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they're down on the ground, they can't touch the base if they're away from it. So there you go.
So this film just constantly like, and the thing is, it's like, it's about the softball teams and it's such a small part of the story where like, it's about the relationships between these people and they all have terrible relationships. There's no trust. There's no respect. There's no,
which is something we were led to believe was normal when we were little, because all of the people that wrote these screenplays hated their wives for some reason. And that came through. And as I was thinking about this, it's things like this that make that kind of thought process like germinate in people's heads. If you don't like the person you're with, talk to them and make it better or leave. Like, why? I get Henny Youngman as a comedian, but if you're really like, take my wife, please, like fucking get a divorce. Why fight all the time? That's all these people did. They fought in what looked like hoarder houses. Didn't it just feel cluttered with junk the whole time?
I mean, apparently in the 70s, like you just kept all your empty beer cans and empty pizza boxes like strewn about your house.
Yeah. No. I was there. We had trash cans.
Yeah, that's not a new thing. That's not a new
most
thing.
of the time in Philadelphia, trash got picked up. Not all the time.
I would be a liar if I said that I didn't crack a laugh a couple times at at the things in this.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things that you're just like, oh my God. And what I gather too is just like over my years of learning about trauma and watching trauma stuff is this is one of their first like kind of like financial successes. Coming off of, you know, the success of stuff like Porky's and Animal House and Meatballs and stuff like that. But it's the type of thing where it's like those couple cracked laughs just don't make up for everything else. Like like women get punched in the face in this so many times.
There could be a joke in Battlefield Earth. It doesn't matter.
Right. And here's the thing. I can suspend belief of the sexism in 70s and 80s movies because I do, and I'm old enough that I understand the difference. But there's a point where I can't look past it. Like in something like Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah, in today's world, it's not good. And it's not.
We could just say that was filled with revenge porn and rape.
Yep.
It happened. I mean, by definition, it's there.
But a different time, a different world. It was not that it was acceptable, but just the perception of it wasn't as harsh as it is now.
Well, we were always taught that revenge isn't, you know, a nice thing, but if you're going to go for revenge, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's a mindset that's died that made those things acceptable. I think. And yeah, Revenge of the Nerds would be great if maybe he revealed himself to her instead of having sex with her. And she doesn't know the difference between the nerd's body and her boyfriend's body.
Apparently not.
I'm not saying that's her fault. I'm saying that's weird.
It is weird. But getting back to this, Squeeze Play, it's weird because it tries too hard in a lot of spots and then doesn't try enough in others.
It tried really hard to say that doing a wet t-shirt contest would really show the boys there what's up.
Yeah, and that wet t-shirt contest scene goes on for, no joke, 17 minutes.
And it feels like it was filmed in somebody's backyard.
No,
like
it feels like it's filmed
no direction.
In an old bar somewhere that had been shut down for a number of years.
I meant like the feel of it is like a bunch of people sitting around in a backyard that are like, let's go film a wet t-shirt contest. That's all the planning that was there. Sorry.
Yeah. And it goes on forever.
Yeah.
And there's all these little side stories, like the girl that ran away from home that has the private detective following her, and like it's just too much.
Yeah, because it's not good. It's not well written. It's not thought out. Do all the stories connect together? I guess because all the characters go to a wet t-shirt contest. I don't know.
Well, the funny thing is, the idea in 1979 was that the way these women acted was feminist. Like, they're going to show the guys, we're going to go into the wet t-shirt contest. We're going to play softball and we're going to cheat the whole time, but you're going to support us because we're standing up for feminism.
Yeah.
But that's not feminism.
But also, like, some 50-year-old guy in the 70s wrote this. So what are you going to do? It's not much. He's already set in his ways, in his mind about how the world works. So that's how these newfangled women are, burning their bras and shit.
Yeah. And you can't use like feminism as your thing and then immediately undercut it with wet t-shirts and the women going back on the morals that they talked about and going back with the men that they like. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Shocked we got as much time out of those two as we did. Chris, do you recommend not Stuck on You, Squeeze Play? And what is your grade?
No, I don't. This felt like, it felt like it was cobbled together with ideas that happened like weeks apart, and they just filmed stuff when they thought of it or when they had time. It haphazard, I think, is a good way to describe it.
Yes.
There's a lot of I guess you'd call it like amateur nudity kind of situations.
Yeah.
Where it's not lit well, and all the women are natural 100%. There's maybe have some makeup on, but they're normal shaped.
They look
bodies.
good. The women look good in this. That's definitely a plus, I guess.
Yeah. But overall, I watched half of this a while ago, and then I realized I had watched half of it, and so I skipped ahead because I had seen that, and I realized I like stopped every like 10 clicks of the forward, so I could be like, "What's happening here?" Okay, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. Okay, nope, this is crap. Because none of it mattered. What did the Bad News Bears had a better message than this thing did? What, men are better than women at softball? Who fucking cares?
Right.
And it's so stupid now because of the women's domination of the sport. It's just I told my wife, this is the most out of touch, like alternate reality type film I've ever seen. They could not have been more wrong in what they thought of the sport.
Yeah.
It's awful. And I'm going to give this one an F because fuck this piece of shit too. Right. I don't give Fs out a lot, but I've given out like 5 this year.
Yeah, we've had some real stinkers this year.
Well, we're hitting the bottom of the barrel with some stuff now.
Yeah. And be in mind too that I choose a lot of this stuff based on the runtime.
That's fair.
I'm like, an hour and 28 minutes. Yep, you're next week.
Okay. I can see cover art like with DEFCON 4. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
To consider, but yeah, I get it.
I'm not going to recommend it either. There's just too many other funny sex comedies that hold up better. Whether it's Porky's or Meatballs or like any of those. They're
I'd
all
rather
funnier.
watch those terrible Italian sex comedies than one of these again.
Agreed. Yeah. Oh yeah, agreed. Like Creamhorn, that's like Policewoman in Milan. Like either way. It's just it's just such a product of its time, and you can't even suspend like you can for like Police Academy or whatever, because there's all kinds of really
3
problematic
years later,
stuff.
This was
like
3 years
so
later,
much
this was
problematic
all out
stuff.
of date.
But it's just not, and it's not written well. I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh a few times watching
There's a couple of laughs, but that doesn't mean.
But overall, no. I'm not gonna fail it, and I'm gonna grade it higher than Band. So I'll give it a straight D because I liked it more than Band. But there's a lot of problems in this movie.
Yeah.
So
this may be the worst show, like movies together in a show we've ever done.
It's up there. It's up there.
Yep.
It's up there. All right. Speaking of up there, Joe, Police Story 2, right?
Should be, yeah.
All right. Let's see what he thought.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here. And this week, Bill, shocker, took me back to Hong Kong.
Sure did.
Because he made me watch Police Story 2. So,
sir, I'm Singaporean.
We all know how talented Jackie Chan is. I don't think anyone can accuse him of being an untalented human being. Even if his flavor of movie is Rocky Road and you're more of a Moose Tracks kind of person.
I like both.
Like he knows action and stunts maybe better than anyone before or since.
Yeah.
He knows comedy and theatricality. And if he hasn't made you laugh at least once or twice, well, honestly, homie, that's your fault, not his. Like he knows how to work within a movie system run by perfectly legitimate businessmen, the Triad, cough, without getting any
Triad
on him,
Industries,
as they say. He's done a lot. But I had forgotten until the opening credits of Police Story 2 that, well, Jackie likes to sing. And while Jackie has a lot of talent, and I have heard worse celebrities try to professionally record music, Steven Seagal songs from the Crystal Cave. I think Jackie would have been better off leaving the theme song to notable artists of the time. Artists like Anita Mui, the Madonna of the East, or Love in the Fog singer Alan Tam.
Ooh.
Or even the father of Chinese rock music, don't laugh, Qui Jan. This segment brought to you by Google. Now, when most movies recap the prior story, they give you pivotal plot points They reestablish beloved characters, and they let you know where they left off. Not Jackie. He's like, fuck that noise, homie. Show them me driving a motorcycle through all that glass while stuntman number 6 hangs on the front fender for dear life.
Okay.
Or how about when I wheelbarrow lifted that guy and swung him through all that glass? Oh, and don't you dare leave out me absorbing 1.21 gigawatts of electricity, sliding down that pole with all the glass. God damn, I love glass. Is what I imagine Jackie said.
Yep.
Lethal Weapon 2 stole the hero cop gets busted back into a uniform to do traffic stuff gimmick as Jackie, who I didn't mention this last week is called Kevin, is all sad and bored, waving one lane of cars through while stopping others, and they always present this as a terrible thing. I'll get back to that in a second. All due respect to the Kevins of the world, but your name elicits absolutely zero hero response.
Yeah.
Like, none at all.
Don't tell my cousin.
I'm sure there's some Kevins who would mop the floor with me and like 5 of my good friends. But can you imagine this? Imagine you're at a wrestling show and you hear glass breaking and hard rock playing and business is about to pick up, King, because here comes Stone Cold Kevin Austin.
I was going to say Kevin Hart.
Nothing.
Stone Cold Kevin Hart.
Hell, Jackie is a tougher name than Kevin.
That's
anyway,
true.
Back to Traffic Duty. He's all sad. And
The only name
bored,
that's
and I'm
less
like,
tough
wait,
is
wait,
Keith.
You're making good money, a good salary, good benefits, a strong union, and you're not breaking bones jumping off a shit like a kid who thinks a garbage bag will act as a parachute off the garage roof.
It does.
And you're sad
no,
about this?
it doesn't. That's
It does. It just doesn't work
Get over
very well.
yourself and see a
The head
shrink,
injury,
man. Like you have like histrionic personality disorder. I totally jumped off the garage roof with a garage bag when I was like 11, I think.
We all have, man. Don't act like you're the only one.
1 out of 10. Do not recommend.
No, yeah.
Yeah, your ankles feel
Here's
fine when you hit
where
the ground.
One of the 2 stories this movie tells, actually 3, and the one they should have stuck with comes into play. While Kevin is directing midday Hong Kong traffic, the big bad and his henchmen from the first film like roll up in a Rolls Royce and they taunt him. The big bad guy all snidely says that he was given 3 weeks to live and they did a compassionate release from prison for him. And he says it all like shitty, like, haha, I'm going to get you, and like it's all a joke. But, okay. I don't know how the penal system in China works. But I can tell you confidently, as someone who works in that system here, that's not a thing. At least not in Michigan. More on that later. The other and more prominent police story here is a group of dudes who bomb a shopping mall and promise to blow up the rest of this big corporation's malls if they don't get millions and millions of dollars. And for some reason, this prompts the brass at Police HQ to be like, well, I mean, if someone's going to cause millions of dollars in property damage, it shouldn't be them. It should be us. Get on the phone with Kevin and get him back here. Throughout both storylines, Kevin and May, still played by the endlessly adorable Maggie Chung, are breaking up. Now, in most Jackie Chan movies, this would kind of be downplayed and like some gags would be thrown in. And, you know, it would last maybe a couple of action sequences before they reunite. But man, the relationship turmoil here might be the most like real and actually feelings inducing that I can remember out of a Jackie Chan flick. It actually makes you kind of feel feelings. They do eventually get back together, but not until she gets kidnapped by the baddies. The guy from the first movie actually dies, even though his tone at the start of the movie implied that he had like faked his illness to get out of prison and go back to doing bad guy shit. But he's like, there's a scene with him on his deathbed in the hospital. That was weird. The baddies have May held in a big old warehouse that looks like it makes stunt shots instead of an actual product. There's a bunch of big old fuck-off fight scenes and wild-ass stunts that made me Google if China has nationalized healthcare. It does. Some really good fights here, which kind of explains like why everyone was willing to do bonkers shit for Jackie back in the day. Because like, I'm not paying for this shit. Break my leg. Fuck it. Like this movie focused more on story and less on action and stunts. And honestly, as much as it pains me to say it, it felt just like a little off. Like there was action, there was stunts, there was fights. There's like a deaf mute guy who's one of the bomber guys, and he was really cool. Although it felt a little bit like making fun of the handicapped at times. But yeah, just it you know what it felt like? It felt like Will Ospreay in a match going like, "Hey, bruv, just, put on a chin lock and settle it in. Let's make them beg for it." That's my Will Ospreay. Here's the thing. The fights felt a little more realistic, and like quality over quantity was employed. Even if it should have been employed a bit more than it was. Maggie Chung is always welcome on my screen. In fact, all the supporting players here, all the supporting players in both of the Police Story movies, most of them were the same, add a very stable base to this whole thing. The bad. If you are going to focus on story over stunts, maybe actually have a focus for the story. Like they tried to tell 3 movies in one. That's really the biggest sin this movie committed, was just trying to tell like 3 movies that all could have been their own movie in one movie. Police Story 2 is a bit of a step down, so I'm going to knock it 1 full grade down. It's going to get a B-. Still mostly enjoyable, still worth a watch, still absolutely has a place in the franchise, just not the most thrilling of Jackie's work. I'll be back next week with Super Cop, which I'm honestly legitimately embarrassed to say I did not know counts as Police Story 3.
Okay.
I mean, maybe that's like information I had in my brain 25, 30 years ago, but I didn't now, and it surprised me. I always thought it was its own thing. Is Super Cop still one of Jackie's absolute best 3, like top 3 best all-time films? I'll find out next week. And I just remembered that Michelle Yeoh is in Super Cop.
Oh, yeah?
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
Until then, be good, everyone.
I remember Super Cop being sick.
That was the first one I saw in the theater of his.
Oh, you didn't see Rumble? Wasn't Rumble in the Bronx first?
Whatever was first, I saw both.
I think they did Rumble in the Bronx, and then they did Super Cop like fairly close to that. But if I'm not mistaken, parts of Super Cop are reused things from Police Story 1 and 2.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Well, we'll see what
Joe
he
will
says.
tell. Yeah, Joe will tell us next week either way. So
that'll be good.
Cool. All right. Speaking of cool, Big Daddy Reverend Scott's here.
Oh no!
And now I wish I didn't refer to him as that.
Me too. You'll never hear the end of it.
Honestly, I wasn't even going to do a segment this week.
Lies.
But then you gave me a Scotty snack. And if you give me a treat, I guess I have to do it.
We give you weekly treats, apparently.
I don't know why.
He deserves that.
Does he?
Not really.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With Reverend Scott.
Chris, do you want to,
No.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
He's gross. He's a piece of shit. Fucking chud.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's pretty harsh, but fair. Welcome to Holy Shit,
fair.
the most dark and gritty film review segment that exists on the internet.
Is that possible? I don't think so.
Oh man, are you about to eat those words as I get into this next review? I decided to switch things up this week and review an obscure slasher. This one I guarantee neither of you have ever seen before. It's called Minions and Monsters.
Love the obscure slashers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course, that required me to go to an actual movie theater. And while I love to go to see movies at the IMAX screen,
You will get a lot of pain in the ass people, though.
I love when I pick a seat on purpose because no one is sitting in front of it all the way down to the front of the theater, only to have someone come in right before the movie starts and sit down exactly in front of me. And then they stick their fist out in the air randomly during the film. It really enhances the theater experience.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yep.
Gross.
But no matter, I was really hoping my kiddo would enjoy the movie. As for me, there's only certain jokes they can put in a Minions movie that will even make me laugh. They have to be within a certain range.
And it's a very narrow range.
Needless to say, my expectations were mighty low. We start out this time in a film history museum or something like that. We see some models of staples of classic movies like, oh look, there's E.T. in the basket with the kid and the flying bike, or oh look, there's a live George Lucas encased in glass, voiced by the actual George Lucas. Which, of course it was. What the hell else does you have to do anymore? Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get a spin-off of George Lucas encased in glass. What's his story? Maybe some behind the scenes of his direction for the Minions cameo he did.
You're going to be bored. You're going to be like, what the hell is going on? Why is this happening? None of it makes any sense.
Eventually, the museum tour guide introduces the people to a statue that they didn't seem to recognize. A statue of the Minions, James and Henry. Two Minions that she states changed the course of cinema forever, or something like that. But anyway, to prove that they did this requires an extended flashback story. Because Minions are seemingly immortal and have wandered the earth for what seems like hundreds of years in search of their evil masters to be minions for. I'm not exactly sure when they first started.
In the late 80s or early 90s?
Yeah.
So time doesn't really go back any further than that?
Yeah, time is just fucked here. I don't know.
Oh well, I believe you. Anyway, we get a montage of previous masters like a giant, a king, a pirate, and a warlock. But no matter how big, bad, and evil the new masters were, James only really seemed to care about drawing and painting and storytelling through his art. And usually, that obsession with art resulted in somehow horribly maiming or killing their new evil master. Needless to say, the montage is very good. And after the warlock bites the dust, the rest of the minions are pretty fucking fed up with James. And their leader Dick decides that they're gonna go off in search of their next master yet again. Luckily for James, his buddy Henry sticks by his side no matter what. Even the big mute Ed seems to like James too. Ed even keeps a souvenir from their dearly departed warlock master, a book used to summon evil creatures. And here's a little secret just between you and me. That book comes back into play later, big time in the story.
After knowing that, makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
The Minions next glom onto a late 1920s or so train robber. See, I told you there were some other years that seem older. They try and help him escape as the cops are chasing him on horseback, and they take over a train and ride it completely off the tracks into downtown Los Angeles, only to realize the train robber was actually an actor in a movie, and they've been injecting themselves into the filming of that movie. Which, of course, the Minions become a huge hit in the silent movies. Another pretty funny montage of film scenes and the Minions becoming super wealthy and living the good life and blowing all their money. But then sound gets added into the films. And the Minions can't really read and they can barely speak. So when the executives see the new talkie movies with Minions, they're not exactly impressed.
Yeah, this is garbage. Because I'll give anything a shot, but nah, that was garbage.
The Minions are now jobless, homeless, and still masterless. It's at this point that there is a division between the Minions following Dick and the trio of James, Henry, and Ed. The director once told James that he had an eye for direction and one day that maybe he could make a movie and get his own award. So now James is determined to use his art to make his own movie and show the world that they made a huge mistake kicking him out of the movie industry. He would make a Minions and Monsters movie. Whoa, that's pretty meta, huh?
I'm glad you brought that up.
But as good as his ideas are, all they had were, well, minions. They had no money to get the monsters. But, aha, Ed had something better for getting monsters than money. He has the Warlock Spellbook. Remember, I said they'd come back.
Why don't I remember that?
Oh.
Their first attempt was to summon what appeared to be like a Cthulhu monster. Unfortunately, all they got was this little green Zoidberg-looking guy with a lisp named Gary Orkham Oliver Magma Ichabod the Deceiver, or Gomi for short. Expertly voiced by Trey Parker. I'm pretty sure he had something stuffed in his upper lip while he was talking the whole time. And with Gomi being from an evil spellbook with the Deceiver in his name, I can only assume that means he's very trustworthy.
I thought so.
Okay.
Gomi explains he can get the monsters they need to do their movie using that special book. And the minions have no reason not to believe him, mainly because they understand it about as much as Chris understands online shipping fees.
Sounds like there's crucial bits of information that I am not aware of, so I don't understand the thing.
Meanwhile, Dick and the rest of the minions are following around what appears to be maybe a man dressed like a robot. Calls himself Dort, voiced by Jesse Eisenberg, which I have to say he did an excellent job. I feel like the voice director told him, Jesse, so like, you're a robot.
Like, come on, sell it.
Dork says he's evaluating Earth right now and he'll eventually invade it. He says that he's about to go back to his secret lair and the minions want to come too. So Dort says,
be my guest.
And Dort's secret lair / alien spaceship in disguise suspiciously looks like a one-room apartment with a roommate named Frank. You spend most of the time you see Dort on screen trying to decide if he's a legit alien robot or just the delusional guy in a suit. So we bounce between their antics and James trying to make his movie with the monsters.
He's got his shit going on, and then the group that's going to investigate the house is like a completely different thing, and it only ends up meeting up at the end because of the same spirits or demons or whatever.
This is when things really start to go crazy as those two stories combine. There's stuff with Dort, and he meets a girl who's trying to fight for women's right to vote. And there's some other stuff going on with Gomi and the book and stuff. I kind of assumed since the filmmakers were probably worried kids would start losing interest by this point in the film, they started to really ramp up the action and zaniness of everything. I do have to say, unlike the last entry into the Minions Cinematic Universe, or the MCU, Despicable Me 4 was a complete fucking dud. So I was very worried that I wouldn't even be able to stay awake during this movie.
Just gets so, like, what's the word I want to use?
Dull.
But much to my surprise, we actually got a well-written story. Everything that's set up gets paid off. Characters have actual story arcs. They make mistakes and learn from them and grow. There's dozens of classic film references for those like us that are old enough to actually get them. It's almost as if the writers went back to the drawing board and looked at successful animated movies that adults enjoyed also, such as, I don't know, Shrek, and suddenly realized that was the key. Make a movie that doesn't talk down to the audience 100% of the time. Maybe there's a reason those other films are still beloved today.
Okay, now it's making more sense.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of shocked. This is a Minions movie, and it's better than the Toy Story movie that released within several weeks of it. Toy Story wasn't terrible, but it just didn't have much heart to it. It was kind of like listening to Bill's recent movie reviews.
Like, I don't really have to put much effort into it.
I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I'm gonna recommend Minions and Monsters. Kids or no kids, it's legit funny. I actually laughed out loud quite a bit. It's paced well, written and voice acted well. Of course, the CGI looks spectacular and the art direction was well done. I think I may have to give Minions and Monsters an A-. Jesus Christ, what is happening right now?
Why don't you take a knee? Now shut up.
Okay, enough about that obscure slasher flick. Let's avert our gaze to what you guys were doing last week.
Let's review these shitty movies.
Yeah, all right, cool.
First was DEF CON 4, a.k.a.
Everything in that trailer is in the first, 20 minutes of the movie.
Not gonna lie, that poster is incredible. If that's any indication of what the rest of the film must be like, it's gotta be great. So I give it an A. As for your review, that gets an A-. After that, we got the Exorcism spinoff no one asked for, Spirits, aka...
Stop! Oh, it would be terrible if you put my hand on your boob. Oh, no!
Half a chips and a naked nun? That's good enough for an A from me. And the review? That gets a B+. Okay, that's about all I got in me for this week's segment.
That's it. All right.
Don't get greedy. So till the next time, little immortal French-speaking yellow guys with inconsistent numbers of eyes and wearing overalls change the course of the film industry forever using monsters from a warlock spellbook. Peace and love, guys. Holy shit with Reverend Scott. It's Bill and Chris's favorite scam segment.
Anything that's not what we like is a scam.
Exactly.
Well, lucky we had Scott and Joe, and we were able to get the show back to its normal 90 minutes.
Oh, good.
Plus 25 minutes of random banter at the beginning.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do. And what you got to do is you got to support the show at patreon.com/outsidethecinema. All the money we generate through our Patreon goes back to keeping the show on the air, pays for our hosting fees, our cable streaming fees, our products that we have to purchase to use to make the show. Equipment is the word I was looking for right there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what keeps us alive. Keep independent podcasting alive by helping out your favorite boys, Bill and Chris.
Yeah.
At OTC Bill, at Cthulhu on Instagram. Feel free to follow there. Spectopia Arch Channel 27. I'm sure you can just link right from Chris's thing.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Cool.
All right.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out. We'll be back with more movie reviews in a week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Jealousies, orgies, and lesbian games.